Hey everybody, it's the Linkzilla here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Kaijerica update. Man, I've been doing a lot of these lately, haven't I? But as you can see behind me, basically I have taken out all the forested area in the spruce forest behind Jurassic Park. Uh, Basically the one in Orlando, not the one on Isla Nublar. So, anyway, now I'm going to go throughout the process of clearing out all of the dirt and whatnot. Then after that, the stone, and, well, basically you guys know what. So let's get to it. It's time to start digging. Okay, everybody, it's been a few days, but I finally got this entire area cleared. Basically, whittled down the mountain, I collected up all the dirt, and basically, I got as much of the resources as I could. And if we come over here, yep, you're seeing it right, there was another dungeon right over here. And surprise of all surprises, it has yet another skeleton spawner in it. So that's literally two skeleton dungeons in the same area, and they're like only 100 blocks or so away from each other. Now, if only I could somehow figure out how to make some kind of system that basically brings skeletons from both dungeons together. Hmm. Well, maybe I'll look up some tutorials on YouTube, see what I can do. Hopefully, I'll think of something. I haven't basically gone through the process of whittling down this section yet, but don't worry, I'll get to it. For right now, I just basically kind of want something simple to do, and basically, before I really get to designing the areas of where the animals are going to go, I basically figured that I might as well go about, like, designing the methods from which people will still be able to observe the animals. So, basically speaking, what I'm going to do is, since I want to basically keep the general structure of this area intact, I'm going to extend the pathways, and I'm going to make bridges that people will be able to walk over that will basically take them all the way out here and allow them to observe the animals from above. So that way, basically, it'll still be like the dinosaurs are still in their enclosures, but they basically will have a lot more room to move around in. So, basically, that'll help me visualize where the pens will need to go, and basically, like, how much space the animals will need. That way, you basically have a good enough viewing area, and, well, hopefully won't be at a convenient biting height, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm gonna get started to work on the bridges. I basically looked up online, found a few designs, and went with one that I really like. So, and basically one that I think will basically pretty much make use of like all the resources that I got. But first, I'm gonna need to go and get some cobblestone from my cobblestone generator. So, I guess I'll talk to you guys once I have already broken ground on it. See you then. Okay, gang, we're back, and as you can see, I've basically been busy constructing these kinds of bridges based off an idea that I found on the internet. Basically, I thought that this design ultimately kind of looked good, and I basically managed to make two of them so far. However, basically when I was going into it, I mean, not only did this take a substantial amount of stone and cobblestone in order to generate, but ultimately there was something that I felt, I don't know, left to be desired, mainly because I think that ultimately because the pillars were ultimately too close together. Granted, I really liked the design, and it was kind of exactly what I was looking for with the archways like this. Would have preferred that if they were wider spaced, but ultimately, I just don't think that this would ultimately fit for the Carnivore Canyon, as I want to call this area being. So, but then ultimately I got an idea. I came over here and decided to play around with the design. As you can see, the interior is made with cobblestone staircases surrounded by stone brick pillars, but over here, I decided to experiment what it would look like if I went in with stone stairs as well and moved up in that kind of fashion, and I don't know about you, but to me, that kind of looks like a vertebrae column, doesn't it? I mean, can you basically imagine what that would look like if it were made entirely out of white stone? So, I basically figured, why not? So, before long, I'm going to completely dismantle these bridges. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And I'm going to end up replacing them with a bridge that is meant to look more like uh, it's meant to look more like bones, dinosaur bones, with a vertebrae column and basically with the pillars looking more like ribs. And don't get me wrong, I actually had plans to do something like that in a much, much later update, but looks like that's going to have to come a whole lot sooner. So basically, I think that what we're going to be doing is that Carnivore Canyon is going to be like a gigantic boneyard, almost. Kind of give you that kind of visceral, dangerous feeling that these animals are capable of bringing. So, anyways, for now, I basically need to gather up the materials in order to get this, because we're going to have a whole lot of white, and I think I might implement some skull blocks from the Fossils and Archaeology mod just to have in there as kind of either decoration or as lighting. And I've also gathered up a whole bunch of wool, so I don't know how much of this wool that I'm actually gonna use, though. I'll have to basically compare it, and man, this is really making me wish that I could play in an update that had concrete after the color update. That basically reminds me, I need to do a video talking about all the things that I actually haven't done in Minecraft, ever. So, but anyways, in order for me to get all of the in order to get all the white blocks that I need, there's only one block that I can possibly use, and that's going to be quartz. And the only place where you can get quartz is in the Nether. So, it's finally time. Just let me drop off all this stuff. Don't know why I have these carrots. Maybe I was going around killing zombies at one point. Carrots are good eating. I really used to like carrots when I was a kid, but then suddenly, out of nowhere, I became allergic to them. Still no sign of Blue. Really worried about all of that. And wow, the frame rate here at my place is just. The game is now completely frozen. Well, if I'm going into the nether, I'm gonna need some equipment. So, it's finally time. It's finally time that we take on the big challenge. Here we go. We're finally going into the nether. Maybe it won't be as bad as I remember it. After all, I can fly now. Sarazawa! Goodbye, Doctor. Anyway, as you can see, this is ultimately the reason why I brought the oxygen destroyer, because the sheer amount of burning Godzillas in this area basically make the nether completely untraversable. And this is another reason why I'm seriously pissed off that the maker of this mod decided to abandon it, because he seriously needed to tweak the amount of burning Godzillas I could spawn at one time. So, anyway, I need to get to someplace that's safely enough away from them. Don't know why I'm still being poisoned, though. There are none around. Ah. Jesus Christ. Now, the reason that I brought the diver suit is because the diver suit is, and I've tested this, the only thing that can protect you when using the oxygen destroyer. And with the radius of about, I'd say, 100 blocks, this thing is guaranteed to kill a lot of these guys. So, the only problem is that once I put on the regular suit, I won't be able to fly anymore. And don't get me wrong, the diver suit is tough, but the monsters can still kill you while you are wearing it, so... And not to mention that I'm also going to be killing a whole lot of zombie pigmen when I get down to it, so... And I am no longer fire resistant, which means that if I get too close to them, I am going to start burning. I want to do this as close to the portal as I possibly can, so... Heaven forgive me. What the... What happened? Why did nothing happen? That clearly killed the zombie pigmen, but... That... is... scary, because... I use the oxygen destroyer, and yet none of them are affected at all. That's not possible. Are those ones taking suffocation damage? I mean, because they look red, like they're flashing red. It looks like basically like so many have loaded in that they finally glitched out, which is why they finally shut up. Man. If I can't kill these guys with the oxygen destroyer, then it means that I'm gonna have to actually fight these guys in a straight fight. Yet, it looks like they are frozen right now because there are so many of them in the fucking area. And look at, they have literally taken up so much resources that the nether has stopped loading. I have a feeling that my game is about to crash if I stay here any longer. And it seems like because the game is glitching out so much, I basically can't get back home. Well, this is honestly worse than I ever thought that it could be. This is fucking odd. Like, I basically had to shut down and restart the game, and holy shit, now my Ghidorah chess piece is... Screw that, I'm getting out of there. And the oxygen destroyer didn't work, and I lost my friggin' the chess piece for my Ghidorah suit. Well, okay, everybody, I'm back and got my fully enchanted Ghidorah suit back, and holy shit, like, I just... That was a bit of a mind-boggling experience because the idea that why didn't the oxygen destroyer work? So if the oxygen destroyer can't kill Burning Godzilla, then that means that if I actually want to do anything in the Nether, I'm gonna have to fight and kill them all myself, which is virtually going to be impossible. But who knows? Like, I've got great armor, and I've got the G sword and the Ghidorah scepter. Maybe I might stand a chance. Let's give it a try. Yeah, can't kick me now, huh? Can you, big guy? Uh-oh, he's in burning mode. Wait, no, he's in meltdown mode. Did I do it? Holy crap, I did it! And all that experience just got wasted. Holy crap, my armor is almost gone. Well, that would be quite something if it weren't for the fact that basically, like, by doing that, I pretty much almost friggin' lost my armor and pretty much got flung all around. And the fact that the frame rate dropped so badly that it doesn't really seem to be worth it. Though I am curious to see what will happen if it does go into meltdown mode and is allowed to fully melt down. Alright, everybody, watch this and pay attention. Gotta get him into meltdown mode. Alright, we've got him in meltdown mode, and now we get as far away as possible. Man, I really hope that this doesn't kill me. 20 seconds. You guys see that? That's what happens when Burning Godzilla completely melts down. He kills literally everything around him. Hell, I'm pretty sure that I'm actually supposed to be dead right now. Poison, hunger, and I've even been withered. But it seemed like that was the only way to actually do it. And unfortunately, he seems to have glitched out to where he's basically just gonna stand there for a while. Oh, but look! They dropped their stuff! And I can't pick it up because the game has clearly glitched. Well, this is just great. There's definitely a solution to getting rid of all these guys at once, and it completely crashes the game. Okay, guys, I have successfully escaped the Nether, and it seems like my attempted strategies of trying to kill the Burning Godzillas in one swift stroke with the Oxygen Destroyer is not going to work and will never work. It seems like getting the Burning Godzilla, killing one Burning Godzilla, having it go into meltdown, and thus killing itself and all the others will not work and will never work. And what's even worse is that I thought that by simply getting away from my spawn portal, that basically I would have, like, unrestricted access to the rest of the Nether, because surely Burning Godzilla had reached his spawn limit all around my portal by now, right? As it turns out, going farther and farther away from the Nether really only band-aids the problem, because those things will literally spawn anywhere in the Nether. I literally like was walking in one area and one literally just popped up right in front of me. So, if I'm going to do anything in the Nether, I'm gonna need some serious buffs, because I've got the armor, and that definitely does help. As you can see, basically I'm being cloyed down, and as you can see by my levels, I did manage to take a few of the bastards with me. However, I've come to the conclusion that basically with their ability to basically whittle down my health via poison rather than anything else, I'm going to need to be able to take these guys down faster, and thankfully, strength potions actually stack on these things. The G-Sword in particular, so it's time for me to get a brewing. I am going to make myself a very crude, rudimentary brewing super brewing machine. Now, it's been a while since I've actually made one of these. I hope that I know how to do it right. Especially since I pretty much had to grab whatever resources I could at a moment's notice while I was in the nether, and then get the heck out of there. So, let me see. 19. Was hoping that it was just 18. That might make things simpler. So, we'll just do 9 by 9. Basically, this machine is going to be pretty crude. It's not going to be automatic in any way, but it is going to be but it is going to be useful for me to basically like just do this all as quickly as possible. But then I got to remember to grab some nether wart before everything is fully processed. So that's 1, 4, 5. Alrighty, now we lay down our soul sand. And for those of you who have been keeping up with Minecraft news, the next update is going to be a massive nether update, and, surprisingly, soul sand is actually going to emit blue fire once ignited, so I'm really excited about that. Anyway, the reason that I'm laying down some soul sand here is because this right here, so this stuff is called nether wart. Man, I'm explaining things for people who don't know who have never played Minecraft. Or maybe I'm just under the assumption that my audience has never played Minecraft, even though they wouldn't be watching my videos unless they watched Minecraft. But maybe you guys know the drill. You need to grow nether wart on soul sand, and unfortunately, the nether fortress that I found that was currently being besieged by burning Godzillas, well, I could only a few stalks were actually fully grown, so I could only get out of there with 4. But don't worry, this 4 should become plenty if I just leave it alone for a while. And as you can see, I managed to kill a few ghasts and blazes. Speaking of blazes, you know what I'm kind of surprised in? Like, I'm kind of surprised at the fact that, like, brewing has been a thing in Minecraft for a while now, but so far it hasn't integrated mushrooms in any kind of potion. I mean, basically you would think that would be kind of like a big thing. Let's see, I'm going to need redstone, and I'm probably going to need some repeaters. Gonna need one of these, most likely. Oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna need pistons. I think that about 9 of them should do it. For those of you who probably recognize this design, this is basically just gonna be a rudimentary kind of, basically kind of like a rudimentary crop farm, except it's gonna be with nether wart. Where did I put the rest of my hoppers? I didn't use them all, did I? Now that I basically cleared out that, I'm going to be putting in the hoppers like this. And the idea is that I'm going to need to set up another pole here. Right, so that's basically the initial harvesting system down. I'll just need to add water into that. Now to basically work on the triggering mechanism. But that did. Excellent. That's the mechanism, fully prepared. Now, just gotta fill it with water. And just in case I accidentally screw this up, wait a second, there's a river literally right over there, so... okay. Five. Perfect number. Great. And that's our harvester. Now we just have to wait for all these stalks to get fully grown up. In the meantime, I'm going to do some hunting. Okay, guys, I am back, and as you can see, my 4 stalks of nether wart have all come in fully grown. Now, let's test this out, shall we? Yep, maybe I might consider pushing it back a bit so that the water will flow over the hoppers, pushing it in. So, oh well, that's what these tests are for. Because as you can see, I have made plenty of new hoppers, and I've gotten 6 nether wart, 7, that's a total of 13. Not exactly as much as I had hoped, but not bad. So anyway, that's the basic gist of what this machine is pretty much going to be. So I guess and then basically the idea is that once I've basically gotten enough nether wart where I can basically like safely refill this entire machine, as well as probably fill up this chest, I'll basically add a hopper that will feed down into the brewing stand, which is already being fed with water bottles from this chest. They will basically feed in, they will basically create awkward potions from the nether wart, and I will then basically drop them down into a hopper below, where they will feed into another brewing stand, which I will then use to create whatever potion I want. And in this case, I want potions of strength. I want to basically be as strong as possible to where I can do the most damage to Burning Godzilla in a short amount of time. So, anyways, I'll basically get to it, and I'll get back to you guys when I have made progress. Well, everybody, as you can see, now I've basically implemented the entire nether wart farm. I basically went back to the nether, got some more the soul sand, and well, I definitely got a lot more netherrack as well, but I kept using the farm until I basically got enough to fill up 63 squares. And I basically had to wait until all this grew out, so let's see what kind of a yield we get. Yeah, that's the thing about soul sand. It's kind of a slow-moving process, but still works. I think it might be working a little bit too well, unless that's just a visual glitch. Huh. They're getting stuck. That's not good. Looks like I'm gonna have to drop this down a level. Blast it. But wow. Check out how much we got. Well, nothing to do now except replant them and start all over. And we might as well basically do it now. Probably won't harvest again until tomorrow because basically these things take a long time to grow. Basically, I'm pretty sure the last video clip that I did was 4 hours ago. So, let's see, I'm gonna have to drop all these down by 1. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop everything down. Well, that's the thing about having an iron farm. You can afford more hoppers. So, anyways, now, basically I did manage to get this pretty big block of nether quartz, and thing about it is I'm going to need so much quartz, and going back into the nether is such a pain because I have no idea when the game is going to freeze up thanks to those Godzillas. But the thing about it is that I went into the config files for the mod and I set Burning Godzilla's minimum spawn to 0, so hopefully if I do manage to kill off most of them in the nether, or maybe even go far enough to a place where that hasn't been rendered and they haven't started spawning yet, we won't get any more Burning Godzilla spawns. But anyways, basically I'm going to have to use my ultimately broken pickaxe on this because basically I'm going to need a whole lot of nether quartz in order to do this project, because not only am I going to have to do the bone bridges for this one, but there was also one big gigantic skeleton project that I wanted to do, and well, anyway, let me start up the third-person time-lapse. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I spent the last few hours working diligently, basically to just sort of collect down a modest collection of quartz, basically to like shape into quartz blocks and quartz stairs, all the way over there in that chest. But now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna check our netherrack farm, and it's not netherrack, it's another wart, you moron. But still, as you can see, it's all fully red, so now we're going to test our new system. Hopefully, should work. Well, a few road bumps here or there, but seems to be working just fine. There we go. Now those guys can grow while we are busy working. So, as you can see over here, started off with a bit of an experiment to see how it would look, and this is basically exactly what I was looking for. Basically, it gets a vertebraic spinal column, basically that rises up to a point like that. And I think that basically for these, I'll basically use them as kind of like towers that have lights on top. Because basically it's not going to work for like the columns that I have right here, and but I definitely have an idea of what I'm going to be trying to do. So you guys will just have to bear with me. Not as insane as I might want to depict myself as. So what was I going to say? So the problem that I basically have that I've tried out in experimental worlds is the fact that friggin' Minecraft stairs physics. For with this, you can get like a pretty decent shape with that little nook there the between the two columns that kind of like looks like it caves inward. But you can't do that on a horizontal plane. This is literally the best you can do. Like, forget I'm not in creative mode. Basically, that's pretty much like the best you can do. This kind of shape right here. And it might make it a little bit awkward, but I think I found a version of it that I can work with, and I think will basically like look good. So, anyways, we're gonna get to working on that once everything is done. Over here, I had basically like all the white blocks that I wanted to use in order to make this, and to me, it just seems like the plain white quartz is gonna be the best option to go with because like the skull even though it will make good for like when I implement lanterns, it just sticks out a little bit too much and it'll be far too noticeable. And the white glass, not really so much. And the wool, I don't know, maybe the wool will basically like form. Actually, I'm not even going to do that design. So, well, anyways, looks like I'm just going to have to wing it for now and get started on it. So let's just replenish our supplies here. The worst part about it is, I mean, I know that I'm going to have to use a lot more stairs than I am going to have to use like regular blocks. So let's just try it already. In fact, let me go put this paleontology pickaxe away. That's one of the hardest parts about starting a new project in Minecraft. You gotta clear away what's already there. Okay, everybody, I am back, and as you can see, I've definitely got the first bridge. Basically, well, it's not exactly finished, but as you can see, it definitely does form a bridge, and it definitely does look like a spinal column, and, well, I think that I've done a pretty good job on it. I think that it works, and, well, basically, like, I guess the only thing that I could do is test it out. So, guys, basically, like, when I was intending to basically, like, have the footage of me building this thing, I basically looked at my OBS software and found that it actually froze before I even started building it. So, that's gonna be disappointing. So, anyway, as you can see, bridge, smooth trip right across, all the way. And I do like the varying lengths on the bones. They basically become longer as they reach the center and shorter as they reach the ends. That's good. Now, basically, I'm gonna start adding in the rib portions, and I'm gonna like do a few of them to let you guys kind of know like what the concept is gonna be like. So, you guys, let me know what. I'll get back to you guys when I have done that. You guys let me know how it looks. Okay, guys, I am back, and as you can see, I've added in the first of the ribs, and this is probably going to be the only rib that I add onto this spinal column, because I basically realized that pretty much with me adding in these sections of the vertebrae is that adding a rib bone here is going to be completely anatomically incorrect, because the rib cage is designed to basically protect the soft organs inside the bodies, and yet there would be this big, gigantic bone dagger that's supposed to help shape the thickness of the tail, stabbing down into where the vital organs are supposed to be. So, anyways, I basically built this right here because it's like, this is going to be like the framework of the kind of style that I want the ribs to eventually come out looking like. I think that for the wider portions, I might basically like lengthen them out, make them wider, basically kind of make them try to begin to curve around a little bit more. But this is basically like the kind of design that I wanted, and I don't necessarily want them to just be pointing downward. So it's a design that I'm gonna have to work on. But for the meantime, I think I'm just gonna take out these blocks, the remnants of the pillars down here, and then I'll basically get to work with deconstructing this bridge over here. It shouldn't take me all that long. So, and let's check out our netherwart farm before we go. And it's actually only been like maybe an hour or so, and already we're almost ready to harvest again. So I'd say that this makes for a pretty good episode. We have done like a lot of things in this episode so far, so I'd say it's a good place to sign off. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Share, like, and share with your friends. You want to keep up to date with more Minecraft Kaijerica updates coming your way in the future, then be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.